Welcome back to The Circuit, Wayne Hills' one and only show for everything tech. I'm your host, William, and this episode is about tech careers. Wayne Hills has a plethora of tech courses, from robotics to photography, and I want to get into the minds of the students in those classes. Let's go to the halls to ask some people why they chose their tech electives.
Well, I chose it because I also took a similar class last year. And I took that class because I'm kind of considering doing computer science stuff for future. Game development, mainly.
I just thought it was cool, and it just sounded pretty cool, and it just got my attention. So I just chose it, and yeah.
Well, at the end of photography, there's an AP course. So in photography 4, there's an AP course, and it just seems like a really fun class out of the other electives.
I like that it is not complicated. There's like a couple rules you get, and you get to design what you want to create.
Well, I like building stuff in there.
It's kind of self-paced, so I can do whatever I want. And yeah, that's it. Self-pacing is pretty good, you know. I can just finish it early and do some other stuff, or I can focus on it, give my full attention for like a few days, and it's going to be like good program and stuff like that.
I thought that was pretty cool. It seems that people enjoy the freedom that tech electives tend to offer. Because they are project-oriented classes, students get to pace themselves however they see fit. These classes also provide valuable skills to individuals who want to pursue a career in an ever-growing industry. But I think if we were going to talk about classes, it's important to hear from the teachers. Let's see what made the teachers at Wayne Hills fall in love with tech.
The question was why computer science and why teaching. So I actually got my first computer as a kid, and it's not a general purpose computer. It was one of the little he programmed it with the BASIC language. It was like a little goofy thing with like 2 lines of output, and all I ever wanted to do with it was make it do more than it was supposed to do. And so when I had the opportunity to get a real computer and I realized what you could actually do with it, it was instantly appealing and interesting to me. And being a high school senior at one point, I kind of picked a career path that I thought would be lucrative and interesting, and it was computer science. And so I studied it in college. I studied computer science, and I did find it quite interesting and cool, and I could have gone into industry, but when I was in college, I subbed at my mom's school. My mom's a math teacher, was a math teacher at Union High, and I subbed there for extra money, and it was fun. It was actually really fun teaching kids. And so when you combine computer science with like any other career, you basically get to pick where you want to work and what you want to do, and everybody kind of defers to you. And so it was very easy to get a teaching job teaching computer science, and I really enjoyed it, and I've been doing it ever since. I find it quite rewarding. I find both the technical interaction with the tech, as well as the interaction with the students rewarding, and it's a cool combination of stuff. And it's what's made me stick with it for this long.
The first computer class that was ever offered in my high school was a class in BASIC, and I took the class not even knowing what computer programming was, and I absolutely loved it. But at the time, no one even knew like computer programming was a thing. So I loved the class, but I never pursued it. I took a little bit in college, but again, no one really knew it was going to be like you could have a career in it. So even the ones in college I really enjoyed, and then it wasn't until I started teaching, and I've been teaching math for quite a while, and they offered me, or the computer science teacher left, and I had the opportunity to become the computer science teacher, one of them, and I really took it just for a challenge. I had remembered all those days years ago when I really enjoyed programming and the logic behind programming, the thought. So I just was looking for a challenge in my own career, learn something new and do something different, and that's how I ended up being a computer science teacher at Hills. Now, my favorite part of teaching computer science, I really do like the coding part. I really like the logic behind the coding. I like the problem solving. Like when I taught algebra and pre-calc, it's like, here's how, graph this, here's how you do it, everybody gets the same thing. Factor this, here's how you do it, everybody gets the same thing. But computer science, it's not really about coding, it's really about problem solving. And I love getting kids to think about different ways to solve problems. I love myself thinking about different ways to solve problems. I don't know how to code some of the stuff I assign either. So I work on that with them, or I try to figure it out, and then I get to present it to them and make myself look smart. Or maybe I watch somebody do it on YouTube, and then I present it to them as if I did it and make myself look smart. But I really like the problem-solving aspect of computer science.
All right, thank you.
That's it.
It's not that long.
So the question came up, why did I become a robotics teacher, and how did I come about doing that? Basically, I started out in a career in mechanical engineering, and I worked for a company that built control systems. And this was back in the 1980s, and due to the influx or the spawning of computers, our industry, which was mainly hardware, basically became obsolete. And so I was at a crossroad in the, I would say, mid to late 80s, and I decided to take my skill set and go to college and get a degree in teaching. And I found my way to Wayne Hills High School through a news ad for a robotics teacher, and I took that on, and it really works well. My background in mechanical engineering and mechanical, building systems and robots and things like that. I have a lot to offer my students, and that's really what this is about. It's not about me, it's about my students. I really want to see those students go into engineering and stay connected, and that's, to date I probably have 120 students who contact me on LinkedIn, and we're really good colleagues. It's an interesting dynamic.
You can really see the passion behind the educators at Wayne Hills. I hope that students continue pursuing tech the same way these teachers did many years ago, and that one day they make a positive impact on the world. I'm your host, William, and that's The Circuit. Thanks for watching.